There are only a couple of events each year in the off-campus student housing industry that bring all of the industry leaders together. The annual Interface Student Housing Conference is the largest event for the industry. 2024 marks the 16th year for this conference and is being held April 24th through the 27th at the JW Marriott in Austin, Texas. This is the premier event for student housing professionals, bringing together leaders from all facets of the sector, including owners, operators, investors, lenders, and university partners. The conference features the industry's best and brightest minds all under one roof, delivering the knowledge, tools, programs, and connections necessary for leaders to shape their future success and the future of the student housing industry. So who are some of the folks attending this year's conference? Let's meet one of them right now. So Jack, I hear you're going to Austin.
Oh my gosh, Wes, I'm looking so forward to this. It's opportunity to go see a lot of old friends and colleagues, and also introduce the student housing space to Zego and really just get to meet a lot of the key stakeholders. So looking forward to the trip and looking forward to seeing a bunch of old friends.
Yeah. So for folks in our audience that aren't familiar with you, Jack Forrest from Zego and formerly with ACC, which is also based in Austin. So yeah, a little bit of a homecoming for you, I guess, in some ways. So excited just for you, man, just to be able to see some of your old colleagues.
It'll be great. So with ACC, spent almost 20 years there, both on the operations, asset management side. And so lots and lots of contacts, both within ACC, but also within the industry. So it'll be unique going back now on as a vendor, kind of a little bit different experience.
So for those in the audience that don't know Zego, because as you mentioned, this is kind of the first time you guys are really putting a lot of attention on this conference and in student housing. So tell the audience, what is it that Zego does and how can you guys help the student housing industry?
Absolutely. So Zego, we're property management automation platform. We really have some specialties in payments, as well as utility management, as well as resident experience through mobile app. And so, we're large player in the multifamily industry, HOA, and actually also in student housing. And so we have about 5,000 clients that we serve across all of our various products and solutions, and over 12 million units. So we're a large player in the space on the student housing side, a little bit smaller footprint, but certainly serve right now about 150 properties that we have, over 150,000 beds that we offer solutions to. So looking forward to getting to know more of the players and operators and really introduce them to Zego.
Well, fantastic. Well, so since, this is kind of home or your ex-home base to some extent. Yeah. I know you've lived in Charlotte, for the entire time, I think, that you were with ACC, but you got to spend a lot of time in Austin. So I'm really excited to talk to you about, some of your favorite places. But before that, remind me, is this your first time going to the conference? Obviously, first time going to the conference as a vendor, but have you been to the Interface conference before?
Not as an official attendee. I've been around and attending and hanging out in the lobby quite a bit and getting to meet a lot of folks. So
that's the great thing about this. First time. That's the great thing about this conference being in Austin, because a company can't take everybody. No. But there's so many, student housing companies that are based in and around Austin that, it's one of those things. If you work for one of those companies and, it doesn't make sense for you to necessarily go to the conference, but it's a good opportunity to maybe meet some vendors that, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see. It's fantastic for that. That's one reason I really love this location.
Austin's a great place to go. Great food, great entertainment, and great people. Like you said, there's so many, within the industry, so many colleagues that we have there that we can go interact with. And it truly is just a fun place to go. And, as long as the weather's not too hot. So it'll be great that we're going in April, right?
Yeah. So since this is actually your first time actually getting up to the conference room floor, I'll give you a couple of pointers. Especially going as a vendor, I would say one, make sure you're talking to folks after the sessions as far as some of the panelists. It's a fantastic time to meet with them, and I've always been, really encouraged by, how open they were to talking after a session like that. So make sure that, that you do that. Don't just walk out of the room. And you mentioned it earlier, the lobby. There's just so much activity and a lot of deals getting done and everything else in the lobby. So yeah, don't be afraid to lounge there a little bit, get a drink, and start a conversation.
Yeah, I think that's part of what I'm most looking forward to, and taking some of my Zego colleagues with me, and just get that opportunity to go shake hands, talk to people. Like I said, having been in the industry, and I've already got a pretty booked calendar too of just people that I haven't talked to in a couple of years, and so just I'm anxious for the opportunity to just go talk and get to share experiences, get caught up a little bit. I've been gone from the actual operator side for a couple of years, so always interested to hear kind of what's changing in the market and what different people are experiencing.
Yeah. So at Zego, any kind of new plans or anything that you're launching, for student housing or for the multifamily industry at large?
So really this year we're excited. Like I said, I came from the student housing world, having worked with ACC. It's how I met Zego, right? ACC is a current client of ours, and when I was there at ACC, led a lot of our RFPs and initiatives to work with Zego on the payment side, and on the utility side. I think one of the things that really want to introduce the market to, and we're actually going to be doing some pretty exciting publications around the student housing industry later this year. But what
Okay.
we've been really focused on is how do we serve the unique needs of the student housing industry? Obviously, Zego, our footprint and our history has been on the multifamily side, but having served ACC and other clients in the student housing space, what we've really learned is like got to cater to buy the bed leasing, the unique challenges associated with
Yeah.
turn and the move in, the move out, buy the bed. And really, where we've made the greatest strides is on our utility product. And so, whether that be on the utility expense management from invoice processing, all the way through on the utility billing. And I think what we've seen is a little bit of that shift in the market of, when you look back 15, 20 years ago, student housing was really that all inclusive utility model. And
Right.
as marketing decisions have changed, and really looking at that utility line item expense and how do we recoup that? How do you drive down consumption? That all comes down to data. So that's the invoice processing side. And then really, how do you recoup that? How do we recoup that, generate NOI for the properties? And that's on the utility billing side. But because of the buy the bed leasing, what we've specialized is that buy the bed concept and how to build back the residents, whether if someone's moving in, moving out, turn is a huge challenge. And so we have our tools, which is, automates that entire process for how do you prorate those charges based on when residents are moving in, moving out, whether it's one roommate, two roommates, or a full unit,
Mhm.
of really having that specialized solution for maximizing that recoup and ensuring that we're doing so in accordance with all the leases and compliance and regulations. So excited to showcase that feature that we've honed over the past 5 to 7 years, but also then offering, not just on the payment processing, but the whole suite of services that we provide, knowing that there's guarantors involved with a lot of the residents. And so that full suite of payment solutions, that's also around fraud prevention, validating bank accounts. And so we have a whole suite, which our revenue protection suite, that helps mitigate those losses associated with returns, chargebacks. And then we've got some exciting new products coming out in the next 12 months on the payment side. So we talk about receiving payments, but also talking about, hey, how do we return those security deposits?
Gotcha.
Right now, that solution is primarily driven around paper checks that you got to send out. Property
Yeah.
managers got to send them out, get those SOTAs processed quickly. Well, now we're a way to automate that, have those digital payments going out to the residents as they are doing their security deposit refund. So drives
Nice.
efficiency. It's a much more modern experience, but also eliminates a lot of that reconciliation for your accounting and AP teams.
Gotcha. All right. So for our audience members who may have not been to Austin before, or maybe maybe they just don't have as much experience in Austin as you have. Any tips, tricks, things that they've got to make sure that they end up taking in before they leave, be it a restaurant or anything?
One of the cool things, with the hotel, I think we're, at the JW there, we're going to be, it's only about a block away from, Congress Bridge, which I think, hopefully everybody's heard about, the largest urban bat colony in the world, and getting to see the
Yes.
bats fly out. Like, that's just a really kind of cool, even if you don't like bats, it's a kind of cool experience to go see. So I encourage everybody to, maybe venture out at dusk and get to see that.
Gotcha. So any secret places you like to eat that maybe you don't want everybody to know about, but you're willing to
Um,
tell this crowd?
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't want to make it too difficult to get reservations. Here's the thing I'll tell everybody though. There's so many cool places to go in Austin. Try it, expand your palate a little bit, and anything that you want to taste is there. I think the coolest thing is I was thinking about this question and talking to you about it. There's so many awesome places, but what's most important is going to be the people that you're around. Venture out, to your point.
Yeah.
Go talk to new people. Go have those conversations. It's amazing what we all learn when we share our experiences, what we're dealing with, the challenges, the successes. And I promise, if you're surrounding yourself with great people, smart people, you're going to learn something, and hopefully take it back and say, hey, I think we can drive value for my property or for my company
Great
out of
advice.
those conversations.
Great advice. Well, Jack, looking forward to seeing you in Austin. And if anyone wants to set up an appointment with you, you've provided a Calendly link for us to that we'll put in the show notes so folks can get a hold of you in advance. But if they want to shoot you an email or something, or maybe they're not where they can get to the show notes right now, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Absolutely. Reach out, Jay Forrest, that's two R's, so JFORREST at gozego.com, or just go ahead, check us out on the web, gozego.com, and you'll be able to reach out and mention my name, and I'll get the message. So look forward to meeting everyone and reconnecting with a lot of old friends and colleagues. So can't wait to see everyone.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you in Austin.
Excellent. Thanks, Wes.